Hello, welcome to JAV Show. This is Jorge.
And this is Viv.
And we're late this week again, but that's okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
We never had a resolution to be on time, so yeah, we're not obligated to do that. Our best.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, this week is Chinese New Year's. Chinese New Year's was a couple days ago. So we're just gonna talk a little bit about that probably, and then just how life is. But anyways, what did you do anything on Chinese New Year's Eve? That's Tuesday evening.
I had a Chinese New Year dinner with some of my cousins, or one of my cousins, on my dad's side of the family. I only have one cousin on my dad's side of the family that's in town and not in BC.
Yeah.
And so we have Chinese New Year dinner with him and his family every year, but I didn't think it was going to happen this year because they were really busy and we just couldn't find a time that worked. But then last minute, literally on Tuesday after work when I was out running errands, I found out that they're coming over to our house and I was like, oh shit, now I need to go back and like actually be there.
Oh,
but
your parents, like they told your parents late or?
My parents were talking to them during the day and they decided on it like around the end of the work day time.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. But it was nice. It was nice seeing them again because I don't actually see them that often, even though they're in the same town. And it was really nice seeing my niece and my nephew. Are they still call your niece and your nephew if it's your cousin's kids?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got to see them and they're really cute. And I think because I don't see them that often and because they're still kind of young, or not that young, they're like 6 and 9. Previously, whenever I would see them, they would still be kind of shy around me and not that used to me.
Yeah.
But this time was, I think, the first time that they were like, oh my god, hi Vivian, I have something to show you, and they were so excited and everything. So I thought that was refreshing and really cute.
Oh yeah, I see. They're a bit older now. I guess you don't see them often, right?
Yeah, I don't see them that often. I only see them during like special events or holiday events, really.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Like really random times when they'll be like, hey, you want to come over for dinner? I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, my niece is pretty used to me. My niece with my sister's daughter is pretty used to me. My brothers are not as much because I don't see her as often.
Mm-hmm.
But my sister's daughter, because I drive her to daycare sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So she's more used to me now.
Oh, that's so nice. How old is she?
She's turning 2, I believe.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. She's like 1. Like she's turning 2 in like 3 months.
You can go to daycare that young.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
So yeah, she's going daycare. I think it's like mostly to socialize and stuff. I think that's a big thing. I don't know, like I think it's a pretty cool system they have. I know recently there's been news on like hard to maintain the pricing for daycare. Because I think right now there's like a set limit or something, or like
it's like $300 a month, I think.
It's like, I think, and that's based off how much per day. Like that's based off like a $10 day daycare system.
And then you also, I heard some of my friends talking about this. You also get some sort of like insurance or government to cover part of that $300 too. Oh
yeah, that I'm not sure. I mean, it makes sense. So like, I think what they're doing is like covering the burden of getting kids so then it'll motivate the society to be a bit younger, which is good. I think Alberta's probably one of the younger provinces too. I think so. I want to say so. I mean, we have a lot of people in general because like a lot of people come here to work, right?
Yes.
But I mean, those incentive programs are nice because of that. Now, how they pay for that, I have no idea. How that works, right? Because it has to come from somewhere, right? Like some type of tax, someone's contribution.
We just go more and more into debt as a country.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, taxes is rough. Everyone keeps telling me, like, oh, yeah, they have to pay the property tax. I was like, fuck, man, I'm lucky I don't have to deal with that
shit. On a large scale, I honestly don't understand what it means for a country to have debt. Like, who the fuck do they owe money to? Who's going to punish them for not paying it back?
The countries they're borrowing from.
But what are they going to do? Like, if U.S. never pays back their money, who's going to actually, like, be like, yeah, you know what? It's not about fucking time.
So it's not always other countries, I think. I think their debt is also to their own society. So like when you buy bonds, that's a form of debt.
Oh yes, I do know that.
So a lot of people do buy bonds, and I think...
But who's gonna actually be like, hey, can you like pay me back?
Well, they have to. I mean, I think they pay that first, and then... Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they choose not to, or they choose to delay it, what's actually gonna happen to them?
I don't actually know that. Yeah,
Because I don't think there's a specific person that gets fired.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think there's a specific person that gets punished for that.
Yeah.
So what actually happens?
As
a team in a workplace, whoever's in the government running that stuff, do they get more paperwork? But like what is it?
I don't know. Well, okay, I assume, this is me talking on my ass, I assume if they owed money to some other government, they would forego any services or products, right? So it's like, for example, if the US government's making a lot of cars and then they're getting their metal from like China, then China's would be like, we're not sending you metals until you pay your debt. Right, not all of it, but like pay whatever payment plan, and then they won't have metal to actually make the stuff to sell to make more money.
That is true, but to what I feel like most countries are not willing to make that drastic of a measure because it also loses profits for them. Like for China, they wouldn't do that because they would lose out on a lot of money. And then the States, they can rack up like a whole bunch of debt, and they could be like, okay, fine, I'll pay you a little bit right now.
Well,
back.
I think there's like a minimum interest payment, and I think they pay that to like the banks that they borrow from too.
Or else what?
I don't know.
Like, what's the punishment?
I have no idea. I mean,
I do know.
They won't lend them any more money. I don't know.
What? But like, can't they just print their own money? Like, who's stopping them?
I don't know. That's how value works.
I know, but like, to an extent, if no one is punishing you for being in trillions of dollars in debt, which is for some reason very normal for every country. Then like, why not just go into more debt?
Yeah, I don't know. Like that stuff, I also don't understand. Like some of that stuff, like in stocks, like basic stocks make sense, but then when you talk about options and you go into that depth, I'm like, I have no fucking idea.
I understand some option stuff.
Yeah,
but to this level of like, you know,
but like,
who's accountable for a country's debt?
Yeah, but like to the same level we were talking about, like the options market is like 100 times the size of the stock market, right? Which means that more people are gambling on the actual value.
Yes.
And that value of their gambling is more than the actual value of actual things, right? Which is very like counterintuitive because like how do you truly create value is typically from goods or services, right?
But now it's just whatever people think.
Yeah, or not even what. Yeah, okay, yeah. Broadly, it's what people think, but even more specifically, it's like what they're betting on is worth more than the value, so the goods and services itself.
Yes,
I was just like, dude, that's fucking wild. Like, and that same thought, why you like your same thought of like government and debt. That's my same thought on like options and shit. I was like, this is wild how people are creating so much value out of like thin
nothing. Yes,
it just feels kind of like crony-ish. You know what I mean?
Like crypto art.
It feels like someone's. Okay, I don't understand because I'm an idiot, but I feel like someone's cheated here. And it could also be me at this moment. Considering how like the options market and all that stuff is insane, I was like, I feel like something's not right. You know what I mean? Like someone's lying somewhere and something's shady somewhere. I just don't understand.
At some point, depending on who you know, if you're in the government or you just know some big wigs out there in the world, if you know what they're going to do to their company, then you can short the market or just buy whatever and essentially have infinite money. Because you could be like, oh yeah, when you release this product, I know your stocks are going to go up, so I'm just going to dump a whole fucking bunch of money a couple minutes before you release, and then when it goes up, there you go, I make a couple $1 million.
It's theoretically illegal, but yeah, a lot of people in the government do it, but it's theoretically illegal. Yeah, I understand that. I mean, to that same extent, I did wonder, I think the other day we were talking about like, you know how Elon Musk doesn't have a salary, he gets bank loans based off his shares. He's leveraging his shares to get loans, which is considered debt, therefore he doesn't have to pay income tax on it. So you can make like $1 million and pay $0 in income tax, right? I was like, why can't and maybe they do already, but it's like, why can't business owners technically do that too, right? Like,
I'm guessing they can,
because like what business owners could technically do is like they work for a business and the business made X amount of money that year, right? That will get taxed usually at a lower rate. I think business taxation for businesses are usually lower rate than income taxes. I don't know by how much. And then instead of paying the person, the owner, like I'm the owner and it's a one person business, right? Instead of paying me a salary and income, instead I give me shares of the company, and because or like my shares that I'm keeping for the company is increasing in values, and instead I give me not the LLC but me, you know, Jorge, shares of that company.
People do that,
and then I sell those shares, And then because now I'm not getting income, I'm getting capital gains, it's taxed at half the rate of normal
People do
stuff.
that.
I was like, dude, like
For sure.
Like-
I know some people that do that with their like work stocks.
no, yeah, that's work stuff. But it's like literally like, for example, if we work
Or
together,
work shares.
yeah,
Some companies give out shares too.
yeah. No, I understand some companies, but like if we had a business together,
Mm.
instead it'd be like, oh, you don't actually make any income. Instead, I'm gonna give you shares at the end of every month. Those share has increased by whatever value, the value based on you actually providing work, right? And then the company makes more cash, and then therefore the value of the company goes up, and then the company buys those shares off you, giving you a pseudo income.
My work company wanted to try doing that in addition to our salary.
I mean, that would be technically a good thing because now you get capital gains instead of income, and then that get taxed at half the rate, right? So like you could make $100,000 a year and get taxed like you made $50,000 a year, and all of a sudden
That'd be
you're
crazy.
part of the middle bracket,
Yeah.
right? So I was like, I wonder if people actually do that because I feel like that's such an
I'm so
obvious
sure.
thing to do. If I had a business, I was like, that's such an obvious tax shelter plan.
For sure.
That's
I feel like playing around with taxes and trying to minimize the amount of taxes you pay is like half of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it is also why like it sucks for most people. It sucks for everyone who earns their income because that means they're getting fucked hard. Like they're getting fucked double the rate of the people that own businesses because like they could just make the same amount, right? Like as an independent business contractor working for a company, I could get taxed half the amount than if I just worked for that company because of this scheme. I was like, dude, that'd be so insane, and I'm pretty sure they do that. But I was like, it's kind of, it sucks that no one's educating anyone about this.
But I feel like because of technology and how everyone has access to the internet, it's kind of on you to learn and make sure that you're financially literate and trying to like better yourself in whatever way you need to be to get to where you want to be.
Yes and
like
no.
yes, some people will be educated and more, they'll have better access to knowing these things and having accountants or people that will be able to find these loopholes for things.
Yeah.
But no one's fully restricted on getting there.
No, but okay, so how I think of it is if I was the giant entity called businesses in general, right?
Okay.
So that means like I am the Better Business Bureau, whatever thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Theoretically,
Uh-huh.
I don't really want to teach everyone about this.
Oh, of course.
So then I would purposely make sure it's not in the education system.
Oh, of course. But then it's
like it's my
available.
self-interest,
Yes.
right? So then
This is
so
a
then
game of greed.
now if you have people preventing people from learning something, I know like no one can fully stop you because there's the internet out there, but if you're purposely pushing down other agendas rather than something that can make you quote unquote successful or lots of money, then I feel like that's a little bit devious,
I can see that.
right? So then it's like a part of me does agree everyone has their own potential and they can learn whatever they want to learn, but then it just feels a little shady that, you know, I believe it's not taught for a specific reason.
Oh, for sure.
Reasons.
Because if everyone gets rich, then no one's rich.
Yeah. Well,
And everyone finds a loophole, then it's not a loophole.
Well, it's just because like people who earn their money. So like if everyone became business owners, the government will get poor because they won't have enough tax. Then
But
they'll just have to raise taxes for everyone.
that's true.
And then people who are in business be like, no, hold up. Only if we do it and the mass doesn't do
I
it,
feel like
then we're all good.
I agree. I feel like that's with everything though, that if everyone was business owners, obviously then not everyone would be able to have this ability, but then not everyone will also be business owners, and not everyone can be business owners or want to be business owners.
Yeah. That's true. But if everyone did that, if everyone was like an independent contractor, instantly what would happen is the taxation rules would change because the government would be like, oh my God, we're getting so much less tax because everyone's so smart at fucking their tax rules and shit.
Yeah.
We got to change all the rules and you're all fucked now.
And then there will be some sort of loophole.
Yeah, there'll be some other sort of loophole. Yeah.
But I think that with these things, if you have money and you want to find these kind of loopholes, then you'll be able to if you really want to.
Oh yeah. I mean, it is also because I always think about like I always think in first principles, right? So it's like, what is their motivation? Why would they do that? And it only makes sense for them to do that.
Oh, of course.
Like as like even the big devious business guy, I still think like, yeah, if I was him, I would probably do the same, right? So it's like you can't blame someone, or it's really hard to be mad at someone if you were put in their position and you would do the exact same thing.
I agree. It's just a part of the game.
Yeah, it's like, damn, that's pretty cool. I mean, I just have to learn about it, I guess.
I think there's a level to human nature that's innately selfish in that way.
I think they have to be for survival, right? It's like genetics. It's like, that's how I think of it, at least.
I agree.
To a certain degree. Like, you still need a pack because you can't always be aware of like primal dangers all the time. So you still need a pack. But then at the same time, if you are always trying to help other people, you're going to be the first one dead.
I agree. And then there's some people that have better access, like, or under the table trading and under the table information. Like, if you know who Nancy Pelosi is,
Yes,
it's fucking crazy how before DeepSeek got announced or launched, she sold a whole fucking bunch of her Nvidia stocks.
Oh yeah,
like literally a couple hours before.
Yeah,
it's fucking insane.
Damn, she's so fucking smart.
Yeah, or something.
Best fucking stock trader in the world.
Yeah, so smart, so able to read these things coming every single fucking time.
I that must piss a lot of like actual like brokers off.
I bet,
because it's like, yeah, like she's unbalanced the scales, and then it could like hurt you detrimentally. Like if there weren't those actors, maybe the market would act differently, or let's say more closer to theory, right? Which means like the academics or people who actually understand the market would do better. But because of that, you always have to take into account like the fuck you factor, right?
Yes,
the fuck around factor with
definitely a fuck you factor.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. Anyways, getting back to topic, Chinese New Year's.
I guess it's kind of on topic. Talk about money. Chinese New Year's.
Kinda. I've kind of, I don't know. Sometimes I feel for the newer parents or newer wedded couples who have to give money and shit. I was like, man, that would suck. You know, if I just got married and I have to drop like, I don't know how much they probably spend, but I want to say like
a couple hundred for sure.
Yeah, several $100.
Yeah.
Every Chinese New Year. It's kind of sucks.
I mean, I would imagine if you really believe in the culture and the thought behind it, then maybe you would be happy to.
Probably. I actually think so too. I mean, for me, it's like when I was younger, it would be hard and a struggle for me to like help my cousins out with anything. But now it's like, oh, if they need anything and it doesn't cost that much, it's like, it doesn't matter to me because it's like, it's different now, right? For me.
Yeah, exactly. You'll make that money back.
Yeah. So for me, it doesn't matter as much. But yeah, so Chinese New Year's, New Year's Eve, I went to temple usually. So usually around midnight. So it's around like 11:30. I go to temple. But there's just like, it's so much, like it's so busy because I have to do so much stuff before.
Oh,
like,
I bet.
Wash my car, clean my room,
clean the whole house, take out the garbage.
Yeah, clean everything. Especially that like first week, I think is the most busy. Like the week right before, or the several days right before, and then that first week.
Do a lot of cooking. Do you do that?
I mean, my parents did. I just gave up because I have to be vegetarian during Chinese New Year's.
Oh yeah.
So I just told my mom, I was like, I just need a lot of protein. Like just get that. I'm just like, last year I did the whole meal prep during Chinese New Year's, and it was a struggle because it's actually really hard to be vegetarian and get protein. Like essentially you just have to eat eggs every meal, I think, or a lot of tofu, or a lot of like gluten, like the mingan. I don't know what it's called. It's like
seitan.
Yeah, seitan also.
Or seitan, yeah.
All that stuff is I think it's really hard to get your full amount. Like you have to be conscious and you have to like really, really focus it on.
I think so too.
To actually get a sufficient amount. So this year I was like, I don't have time. I have a lot of other shit I'm doing. I'm focused on doing my car stuff. So I was like, and other stuff. So I was like, I don't have time for this. So this year I'm just gonna eat what my mom makes, and if she doesn't make anything, I'm just gonna eat eggs. That's the plan.
Jesus Christ.
Just like fucking 4 eggs and rice.
Edamame beans help a lot. You can eat yogurt.
Marginal. Yeah, yogurt.
Oh, that's huge, actually.
It's proportionally not that big, but yeah, it's good. I think it's
Greek yogurt gives you a lot of protein.
There's a lot of fat and protein, yeah.
No? If you
get fat's good. Fat's
zero,
good.
No, not for Greek yogurt. I think
no, you should want fat. You shouldn't get 0% yogurt.
I always get 0% milk fat.
because the fat is essential. That's actually what you're missing more of. I think that the structure should always be protein, fat, then carb. You should think of your protein first.
Oh yeah,
Meet that, and then you should meet your fat
of course
amount, and then the leftovers should be for other things and
for sugar.
Yeah. So for me, it's usually tough. I usually like on the weekends, I probably would eat leftovers or get Indian food. I think those are the best. I think Indians make the best vegetarian food.
Yes.
Like their curries are always pretty bomb.
Yes.
I think everywhere else sucks. Like white vegetarian food is like trash, in my opinion. They always try to make something that doesn't taste good really good, and it's always really bad. Or they try to make something that I don't know how to explain. Like curry is what it is. It's vegetables cooked really, really well.
Yes.
Whereas I
not
feel
always just vegetables.
Vegetables, cheese,
yes,
legumes, things like that, cooked very, very well with a lot of good flavoring. And then I just feel like white people vegetarian food is like just
salads.
Yeah, it's just salads and shit.
And like dry greens and
or
wraps with a shit ton of fucking cabbage
or like a lot of fried food, which isn't that good for you, or like a lot of like grilled cheese type of thing,
or
again, which isn't that good for you.
Weird fucking raw shit where people put coconut milk and everything and coconut cream and everything and agave and honey. Like you don't need to make all those kind of switches.
Yeah, like I think
or flax seeds and everything.
You just have to be really good at seasoning, like what Indians do with their curries, and I feel like you can make most vegetables taste really, really good.
I agree.
I like some Chinese vegetarian food's good, not many. Like pad is pretty good.
Whoa, I think that the jai that you eat at temples tastes really fucking good.
I eat that my whole life, so it's different. Like I've eaten that my whole life, right? So like I know it's I don't know. It doesn't taste as good for me. Let's just say
I can see that. I think it tastes like really good
because I eat that like at least once a week, every week, my whole life, right? Because I go there yeah, I go like today I went after climbing, I went there for lunch, and so I eat that all the time, right? So for me it's a little different. Like, and I think Pabinati makes pretty good vegetarian food.
I think so,
but I don't know how to explain, but I think the biggest difference is like theirs is like kind of oily.
This is also really sweet, I think.
Yeah,
a lot of their sauces are on the sweeter side.
Yeah, and again, I'm comparing back to Indian food. Like, I don't feel as much of a heartburn and shit when I eat Indian food. Like, it's oily, but it's not like crazy. Like, they don't mask anything, if that makes sense. Like, the seasoning is the seasoning they give you. They don't have to mask it with any deep frying or any oils and stuff like that. So that's probably my go-to for the next 2 weeks. Also, I don't like to hang out with people during vegetarian because I don't want to go out and eat with them because
it feels bad,
which is weird. Like, first, I don't want you guys to like specifically go to a vegetarian restaurant because I'm vegetarian, but second, like I don't want to order vegetarian food at a non-vegetarian restaurant because it's usually shit.
Oh,
right.
What if your friend just wants to eat with you and they don't mind eating vegetarian?
Well, in my opinion, I feel like not a lot of people enjoy it, so it's a broad thing. So that's why in general during the 2 weeks of Chinese New Year, I don't really like to like go out with friends because it's like I don't want to make you guys eat the shit I eat. I don't want you guys like.
What if they have to eat the same stuff?
What do you mean? Like if they're vegetarian too? I feel like almost none of our friends and anyone I know is specifically vegetarian. Maybe for like the first day of Chinese New Year's, and that's about it.
Yeah, you're the only one that I know.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think that's the case. So yeah, I just like to I like to suffer by myself and then just get over with it. Yeah, but yeah. So Chinese New Year's, went to temple. We would like ring a giant bell. A couple friends came with me this time because they wanted to check it out.
I was just gonna say, what do you do when you're actually at the temple?
So like normally on service, like there's prayers and stuff and hymns and all that shit. I don't do any of that stuff. I like back when I was a kid, we would just go to the basement. It's always like
and hang out,
and we just hang out with the other kids there.
Oh, I used to do that.
Yeah. But then we as me, my brother, my sister would go every week, and then the other kids might show up one week, they might not show up the other week. Their parents are more like relaxed about it, whereas my parents are like super strict. Like we're there right at 8:30 a.m. and we're there until some days like 6 p.m., some days like 2 p.m. If we have lessons, we go somewhere, and then right after lessons we go back to temple because my parents are still there. Something like that, right? Like our Sundays were always revolved around temple time, right?
I can see that.
So usually upstairs it'll be like say from 9 to noon they do the prayers and stuff like that, and then after that it's lunch, and after that not much happens. When we go when I was kids, we'll just like go downstairs, do random shit,
Hang out.
Yeah, hang out. After a while, it was like there was a good chunk, like let's say like maybe a year or two, where there was actually other people coming, like other kids, and we could actually like hang out with them and chat with them and stuff. And then not many of them showed up, or they showed up very inconsistently. So then I brought my N64 and a small TV to the basement, like into like a small room, and then me and my sister would just like play games all day, and then we'll be like, all right, we're just gonna play random Mario Kart or like Super Smash or something.
Oh shit, that sounds so fun.
Yeah, or we'll just play cards, or then because like the room was really small and it was like packed with books everywhere, so we just had like one little corner, and then sometimes we were forced to wake up to go there, and we'd be so tired, so we just like line up chairs and we just like sleep there.
Oh damn.
We're like, fuck, we're tired, let's just sleep. Yeah, so it's a struggle. But yeah, and then now because I have a car now and I can go whenever I want to go. Not as restricted. My parents just wants me to go there like once a week. And then I just go there, pray upstairs for like, like it's called Ding Lai. It's just like, yeah, you just do that. It's like 15 minutes, and then you go downstairs and eat lunch with everyone.
Is there a specific prayer that you say every time? Is this like a
specific like
thing?
action?
Oh.
Like your hands clasped, and then you go on your knee, and then on your forehead, and then you do all these movements.
But aren't you supposed to think about stuff while you do it?
Kind of a prayer, but I also do it every night.
Yes.
Like before I go to bed, I also do it.
Oh, at your bed?
Like I do it upstairs.
Oh yeah.
Our shrine thing with the Buddha statues. I do that every night before I go to sleep.
Oh whoa.
So it's like, I don't know, when I go to temple, I'm just doing it kind of thing. I don't think too much. And then when I go before I go to bed, I think a little bit, and then I do a little bit of a prayer, and then I go to bed. What
do people think about? Or what do you think about?
So my mom always said, like, if you don't know what to think about, you just like say like, the Buddha's name kind of thing.
Just say like, Buddha in your head?
Omitofo, right?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. In Chinese, because we're Chinese Buddhists. At night I think of something. It's just like a general, what was it? Happy, healthy, and safety for everyone kind of thing. Just a very like generic one, right? And that's about it. Like I don't do any specific prayers. I'm not like, oh, please help me pass this fucking exam. Like that, right?
I see.
It's always a very generic, a very good hearted prayer that's generic for everyone.
I've never actually asked my parents about what people are supposed to pray for and stuff. I've only ever heard them say their prayers sometimes out loud.
Oh yeah.
And then so when I was younger, I realized that in life you're gonna have to make a lot of birthday wishes, and if you see any shooting stars, then you're also supposed to make a wish then. And then if I ever participate in any Buddhist activities like praying and stuff like that, which I personally don't think I'm really religious, but I only participate because I was kind of raised up on it, and I only do it around Chinese New Year's. But during that time too, I'm like, okay, around that time you also need to make some prayers, or they're also very similar to wishes. So when I was younger, I decided on one thing I would wish her for the rest of my life, and I still do it every single time, every single birthday, every single time I need to quote unquote pray or anything like that. It's always the same thing, and it's worked ever since. And I don't think I'm ever gonna change it.
And you're not gonna tell anyone, or else it won't come true.
Exactly.
It's probably not world peace then.
No, it's not. Sorry.
Yeah. I knew it. She's praying for the next Holocaust. I fucking knew it.
So close, almost there.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's simple because it's very, I don't know, in Buddhism, it's almost like you're on your own buddy kind of thing. Like, you could pray for things, but it's mostly like fate and your own willpower is all you kind of thing.
Yeah.
So for me, it's very generic. It's just like, happy, healthy, safety for everyone kind of thing. Very, very generic. But yeah, that's what I think about when I do it. And so then temple, New Year's, and then during the next 2 weeks, it's just a bit more. Like my parents would push me to go for a bit more to temple. Like, and there might be some events that I have to go to depending on the year.
Yeah. What's this year?
Well, for example, they had like a special lunch on Sunday. So like, there's always a special prayer the week right before Chinese New Year's, and they usually do that. Back then, when I was a kid, they did that at like 4 a.m.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so we'd
and you would go at 4 a.m.
Yeah, we'd go 4 a.m, help them set up, and then we go to the basement and we'd sleep, or we try to sleep. It's really cold there.
Like everyone tries to sleep there?
No, just me and my sister.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's praying upstairs.
Okay.
And then at like 8 to 9 in the morning. We'd help them clean everything up because it's like a special setup. It's not the normal statue setup. It's like a special one. So
What
we
does
like
it
set up
look
a table, set up all these. It's just like there's like I think 20 some Buddha stuff that we put like pictures up and stuff, and it's like a side table, and then each one has their own like rice, some food, candle, there's something, right? And then we just have to help them set up and clean up. I think nowadays they do it a bit later, so now it's like probably like 6 or 7 in the morning until like 10. So not as early.
Why?
I don't know. It's up to us when we want to do it, but back then it was always super early.
Oh, but like okay, so why did they pick 4 a.m. before then?
I don't ask these questions. I just do what I'm told sometimes,
I see. I question everything all the time.
Yeah. And then we do that twice a year, and that's once right before Chinese New Year's and once right after Chinese New Year's. Right? So then the event this year was after Chinese New Year's. The next day we just had like a vegetarian hot pot at the temple with all the volunteers and stuff like that. I fucking hate vegetarian hot pot, by the way.
Why? I would imagine it's kind of the same as it's gross.
I mean, in normal hot pot, you have meat.
That's true. You have a lot of fucking meat.
This one, there's nothing giving flavor to the soup, but like maybe mushrooms, and everything in vegetarian hot pot holds a lot of water, so it's really hard to eat. Like everything's really, really hot all the time.
And mushy?
Not necessarily mushy. Depends on how long you cook it. But for example, when you go to normal hot pot, the meat, after you cook it, you can eat it relatively quickly, but the vegetables usually take a while, right? Like after you take the vegetables out of the hot pot, you have to wait a bit because it's like really, really hot because it's holding all the hot water.
Yeah.
Right. Now imagine your whole bowl is that all the time.
Fuck, that's so annoying.
Yeah.
So I hate it when I can't eat food right away.
Yeah. So then you literally have to wait. Like, could you like
waiting your entire meal?
No, like not the fried tofu, but the soft tofu. When you have that in soup, it's always really, really hot.
I don't get that at hot pot for that reason.
Yeah,
but I love it in soup.
So then now you imagine everything you eat at vegetarian hot pot holds a lot of water all the time.
You know what I would do? I would just cook everything at the beginning, grab everything that I want to possibly eat, put it in my fucking bowl, and then fucking dip for a couple minutes.
But you can't because you're doing it all together in a group. You can't just fucking take everything in the pot. That's
annoying.
Super not allowed in Asian culture. So you have to grab it, one at a time, and you're waiting forever. Your mouth is on fire the whole fucking meal.
Oh Jesus, that sounds terrible.
So I ate like 2 bowls and I just left. I was like, I have to go now. I was like, I'm just gonna starve anymore. Yeah, I was just like, I'm just gonna starve today. Fuck it, it's worth it. Yeah, but yeah. So Chinese New Year's, that's all I did, and then tonight, I have a family dinner. I think you had a family dinner yesterday.
I have a family dinner yesterday and today.
Oh, okay. So like yesterday was just your family, or
just my parents? Yeah.
Oh, so like your Tunlin family. Actually, you should have had that a bit early. Actually, no, it doesn't really matter. It's usually year-end dinner. Is usually what it means, right? Yeah. So usually people have it Chinese New Year's Day or Chinese New Year's Eve, or the weekend right before. But it doesn't really matter. Even having it like a little bit after is the same thing. But yeah, that's usually what they do. Is like come together for the year-end dinner.
Yeah.
My ex, actually, her family did it New Year's, I want to say New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, but at like 4 in the morning for some reason.
Fuck?
I have no idea.
For dinner?
Like they literally have to wake up at 4 in the morning and eat together.
Why?
Isn't
4 an unlucky number in Chinese?
Sorry, maybe 3 in the morning. I don't know. Somewhere around that time frame.
It's their
you know what I
prime
mean?
Time?
Some very, very early time.
Their peak hour?
I don't know, but it's also like in Chinese culture, there's a lot of like subcultures, so it could be something.
That's true.
So I have no idea because they're like a specific region, right? There's like Hakka, Toisan, and Beijing, and Shanghai, and like all these different regions that have different ways of doing things, right? So I didn't really question much either. I was just like, all right, fuck it, whatever. I have to go to temple at like 4 in the morning. You have to eat it, whatever. Right.
Makes sense.
But yeah, that's the weird culture things.
What are some other things that you do for Chinese New Year's? Like some traditional things.
So typically it would have been this weekend, but this weekend recently my grandma went to the hospital because she fell. So she's going to the senior center now, but typically on the weekend we would go to her place, like all of us, and then we would do the whole red pocket exchange there.
Yeah.
Like between all the aunts and all the cousins and all the stuff.
I'm doing that tonight.
Yeah. So, but this year, because of that, I don't exactly know how it's going to work, but we are having a dinner, but not everyone's coming. Right? Oh. So that's the question mark part. It's like, if everyone's not coming, it doesn't really count. Because typically we'll all just go to my grandma or grandpa's house and then we'll all do it there. Like everyone gets it done at once, right? So we don't have to question it, right? But now it's kind of weird. And then back then we would do it for my dad's side and then my mom's side, right? My dad's side's kind of weird because his family is all in Vietnam, but he has godmother
Yeah.
and then their god kids, his god cousins. I don't know how to say it, I guess, or his god siblings, right?
Yeah. I don't think it's God. It's step.
But it's not. There's no blood relation.
Oh, right.
It's God, right? It's
Right,
God,
yeah.
your godparents or something like that, right?
Mhm.
Because all his friends in Vietnam, we
Right.
would go to their house to do that also. The same thing with my grandma's house.
In Vietnam?
No, in here.
Oh, the God people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we'd have to do it twice, right? One for the dad's side, one for the mom's side.
Mm.
That's typical tradition. Back then, we always went to this Lunar New Year market that they used to have.
Mhm.
Like way back when, for sure pre-COVID, and maybe they had it a bit before during COVID, but I remember when I was a kid they had it every year. It was always at either the multicultural center, the Chinese multicultural center in Chinatown,
Mhm.
or they would rent like a giant hall, like at what's that one, the one near the old hockey arena, Northlands.
I don't fucking know.
At Northlands Agricom, right?
Oh,
They
interesting.
would rent a whole hall and there'd be a bunch of like Chinese New Year booths
Mhm.
and they'll all sell random Chinese shit. And I remember always going there as a kid.
Oh shit, maybe that's the same one I remember, but I always
They call it Fasi in Chinese.
oh, I don't know. I don't know what it was called, but when I was younger as a kid, I used to always go to a Chinese New Year festival thing too.
Yeah.
Or like marketplace. I'm guessing it's the same one.
Yeah.
But from my memory, I thought it was at like the Shaw Center.
They change, like they switch up to different places.
Oh, I see.
I remember the most frequented one was
Yeah.
the one in the Chinese Multicultural Center. That was like the most years it was at, but there was a year it was at Northlands Agricom. That was a big one because it took a huge hall. And then now I don't know where. Now I don't even know if they have it. They must have it. I just don't know where. The reason why we always went is that our temple always had a booth.
Oh, I
And
see.
we would just give away like stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Like just stuff for free to people, or we would sell a little bit of stuff, but that'll all be like donations to the temple, right? But this year I don't know if there's one, but my friend did ask me to go to this Lunar New Year market at Southampton Common. Is it at the farmers market, the giant farmers market near Southampton Common?
I didn't even know there was a farmer's market in South Common.
Anyways,
Are you talking about Bountiful?
yeah.
That's not South Common.
It's like several blocks away. It's not that far from Southampton Common.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So, but I actually don't know where that Lunar New Year thing is this year.
I have no idea. I only saw that it was also in South Common.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll go later or tomorrow.
But yeah, typical tradition is that's what we would do, and then other traditions like I think it's standard stuff like new clothes on Chinese New Year's. You guys do that?
Like you have to wear new clothes?
Yeah.
Oh,
So like
shit.
my
I've
family
never-
would always save like our Christmas present clothes
Yeah.
or anything we get for Christmas
Yeah.
or Chinese New Year's, so they don't have to buy
Ooh,
more
interesting.
new stuff. So typically it would be like a new shirt, new pants, new socks.
Yeah.
If we're
You
lucky,
don't want new shoes?
it's like when I was a kid, I remember getting shoes quite a bit, but that's because our feet kept growing. Like we had to get shoes, right? We didn't have a choice.
It's like every year you got new shoes.
Yeah, but now it's like not that often now we get new shoes.
That's true.
New sheets sometimes. It kind of depends. Like some years we will get it, some years we won't.
Mhm.
Just depends if we can afford new sheets kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But just new everything, right? Like new toothbrush, new everything for Chinese New Year's. That's what I also remember. So we would save like all the clothes from Christmas for that. This year I didn't have that many new clothes, unfortunately. I got a new pair of shoes, but they didn't come in yet, so I was like, fuck. I wore a jacket that I got as a gift 2 years ago that I haven't worn yet
Amazing.
because I like to wear out my clothes before I open new clothes.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but then I was like, oh, it's Chinese New Year's. I haven't used this one yet for Chinese New Year, so I'm gonna use it. And then I didn't have any new pants this year, unfortunately.
Ooh, that's gonna scar you for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I had new socks. I always have a pipeline of socks because of my previous lack of socks usage. But I've been using socks more regularly now, so maybe
Nice.
I'll be able to
Love
access
that
all these
change.
socks. Yeah. And as a kid, we would always wear like the special Chinese New Year clothes.
Oh yeah.
That too, right? So then it would be like if we wore the new clothes on Chinese New Year's Eve or something like that, then Chinese New Year's Day you wore the Chinese clothes, or the other way around. And then the weekend when we go to temple, we also have to wear something nice. I don't know what's called actually, but like there's like the girl version, the guy version and stuff. I think in
Chi
Chinese it's
Pao.
called K-po. Yeah, it's called K-po in Chinese.
Yeah.
The girls one. I don't know what the guys one is called.
I have no idea.
But I think that's most of the tradition. I'm trying to see if there's any other ones. On one of the days, it's called. My mom always said one of the days is Yan Yan Sangya, which means it's everyone's birthday. So so you have to eat noodles that day. Like of all the days, that's the day you have to eat noodles. I know in other Chinese,
They make dumplings.
yeah, in other Chinese cultures they make dumplings.
Mm.
I'm trying to think of any other specific traditions. Do you know of any?
For my family, we always make what's it called? Ningo.
Oh yeah.
And
You know what? My favorite part of it is the egg. You guys fry with
what?
eggs?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
I
my favorite
love
part.
the egg
I don't even eat it without it, essentially.
Like you can eat it without it. It's like sweet, and if it's fried
That's
nice, it's actually
chewy.
not bad. But the egg, I think, makes a huge
You're right.
difference. Yeah,
Huge.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing I look forward to.
the egg is a game changer. I was like, oh,
It is. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I made Ningo on, I think it was Monday. And then you have to wait for your Ningo to like dry out a bit
Yeah, and then you can fry.
and get hardened so you can cut it up and fry it, and then it goes back to its chewy texture, but then after that it gets a really, really nice crust on it, and it's so good. It's not even like crispy crust, but it's just good.
Yeah, I wonder what is it? Oh, it's sweet rice is what it is, right?
Sweet rice cake. It's like mochi essentially.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is we would make one, and then you have to put it in the like you have to have a little prayer table. Do you ever have that?
Yes, we have that.
So we have a prayer table, and you would put the lingo there.
Yes.
You put some vegetables. I think lettuce specifically is one of them.
Yes.
You have to put mandarin oranges and stuff.
Oh yes, and a lot of fucking fruit.
No, and also lotus fruit. You have to put it there too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I don't think I saw that. I don't know if I saw cabbage or lotus root on my table.
Lettuce and lotus root, I think, is the two that you have to put there.
Oh shit!
And then
I know for like my mom's always the one that does it because my mom's really religious, and she always puts like a whole bunch of fruit. I think I see dragon fruit there all the time.
pomelo's huge too.
Pomelos, yeah. Oranges.
Specifically
mandarin oranges.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what else. Probably apples.
Just
I
whatever. I
think
think whatever's
yeah.
fresh usually, and whatever's good.
And this, and then rice.
Yeah, bowl rice and some. We put like vegetarian
And
food. I
meat.
think some people put like pig, like.
Oh, that's
suyo,
what my mom
like a lot of
does.
suyo
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
And duck.
Ours is just all vegetarian stuff there.
And then something that we also make every year is shit, what was it called? They're little rice balls.
Oh, like sesame balls
Or plain.
or plain. I know the sesame balls one.
It's called the same thing. I forgot the Chinese name for it.
Let's see the name. Oh, jindoi.
Oh no, not jindoi. It's in soup. It's this.
Oh, tongyun.
Oh yeah, tongyun.
Yeah.
We make that all the time.
Yeah, we don't as much. We usually get a bunch and then we just eat whatever. Like you guys make it yourself? We just buy it, I think.
Oh, I always make it. I don't think I've ever bought it before.
I think tongyun we have. I think the jindoi we don't really make it ourselves.
Oh wait, no, that's a lie. I actually have bought tongyun before from like T&T, the frozen ones.
Yeah.
But for holidays and most of the time, I'll make it myself.
Yeah. I mean, this is very vegetarian friendly, so we always have it.
I'm
not a fan, just because it's always there.
Oh, I see. I freaking love both of these, jindoi and tongyun.
Yeah.
They're so good.
But yeah, now that I'm vegetarian for the next 2 weeks, it fucking sucks. Like,
Oh, I
all the
bet all your
vegetables,
meal plans have to be put on hold.
all the fiber I eat, like my stomach and poops are absolutely. I'm just not used to it, right? My body's just like, what is it?
What are you doing to me? Oh, it's that time of year again. Oh my god.
Like, I actually think I usually, at least when I was in school, I would usually gain weight during Chinese New Year's. Because at least during uni, there's no good options for food.
Yes.
So it's always fried shit you have to eat. Like the only semi-healthy option, which isn't even that healthy, is like Subway. But even that, it's kind of ass. Like you get egg salad sub, that's a lot of calories in that.
I fucking love egg salad.
It's good, but it's like you can only eat so many of that.
That's true.
There's and then the only other options is fried food, like fries and like other fried shit.
If you're going out,
the only other option I've ever seen that was okay was like Ito no meat.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's just vegetables and rice and the sauce. But
I didn't know that's
good.
Why.
I didn't have a choice.
Oh God.
I had 5 egg salad subs that week. I didn't want a 6th egg salad sub.
Oh God. That just seems like going to Subway and just buying toast.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But actually Mexican food isn't too bad. If you get like a beans. Burrito.
Oh yeah.
Like I think was it bar burrito? Was that you? And they have like an actual like bean mix, like a different types of beans. And that's their like hot food that they put in their burritos. It was pretty good.
Do you avoid eating a lot of onion and garlic?
So in Buddhism,
it's considered a meat.
Yeah, in Buddhist vegetarian, we don't eat onion and garlics. As a child, I didn't have a choice. But now I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm not gonna like specifically avoid it.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be. I'm just not too stingy about it.
Yes, I can see.
So I'm just more chilled about it. Because to me, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go by the no meat thing. That's good enough for me. Because it is a very important aromatic, in my opinion. Like, I think pretty much all Indian food is garlic and onion.
I think almost every single cuisine, every single culture uses some form of garlic and onion.
Yeah. Like whatever they have that type of garlic or that type of onion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. So it's rough. We're not supposed to, but it is what it is.
When I was younger, I remember these distinct memories from Chinese New Year's that my mom would get us to do, and I've never heard anyone else do these things, and it felt like we were the freaks of the neighborhood whenever we did it. So at some ungodly hour at night, my mom would boil a pot of hot water, and she would tell us to each individually walk outside the house and walk all around the house.
I think that's a traditional Chinese thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone else do that. And I asked growing up, I didn't have any Asian friends, but I asked my cousins if they knew about it, and no one knew about it, or my aunts, and no one else knew about it except for like my mom. So until this very moment, actually, you're the only other person that.
Don't you just like step over the pot or something?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but all I remember is walking around the house at night, like outside of the house with a big ass pot of hot water.
There's some type of tradition. No. Chinese New Year, hot water, evening tradition. No, they're all coming with tea ceremonies and shit. Chinese New Year, hot water, walk around house. Yeah, I don't know.
See?
I feel like I've heard about this though. Something about like stepping over something and hot water. But I don't quite recall all of it. But we always hear shit, so I don't know.
Yeah, and then the other one, which I'm guessing is probably a lot more normal. I've heard a few people do it, and I refused to do it after a couple of years because I was like, I don't want to smell like this anymore. But it's my mom would put leaves. I don't remember what kind of leaf, but some sort of leaf in like a strainer or a bag, and she would poke holes into the bag, and then she would put like mandarin slices and wrap it around the shower head and tell us to shower under it.
That's new. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
That's weird. It's like you're fucking getting marinated or something.
Yeah. So I did it for a couple of years, and eventually I was like, you know what? I don't want to fucking smell like leaves anymore. And yeah, like the orange part smells nice, but I don't fucking want to do this shit.
So you just tell your mom you're not doing it?
Yeah.
I felt like until I was 18, I could never do that to my mom.
Oh, yeah?
Like, I couldn't say I don't want to do it.
I stopped doing, like, most of the cultural stuff in high school, I think.
Oh, no. I think up until I was, like, probably even a little bit after I was 18, too. I had to keep doing it. So I was like, fuck.
I mean, I feel like you still willingly do a lot of traditional stuff because you personally value it, too.
Some of it, but some of it, I just, like, I feel like it's just ingrained. I was like, I don't have a choice. I've already done it. I'm already 30 years in. Like, fucking, what's another year?
I see.
Kind of thing.
I see.
At this point, at least. Anyways, it's getting less busy for me now, which is good. So I think it's always the first part that's super busy, but it will get busier later when my parents are on vacation. So they're going right after Chinese New Year's over.
Yeah.
Like a days after. That's gonna be super busy for me.
If you didn't live with your parents
Yeah.
and you had your own place and you're fully, I guess, like separated from your parents in that sense, what Chinese New Year traditions and just Chinese traditions in general or Buddhist traditions in general do you think you would upkeep, and which ones do you think you would drop?
I think everything I do now, I probably still do.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm just trying to think. So like the vegetarian, it's like I bitch about it, but it's not that bad. So like on typical months, it's only 2 days a month.
Yeah.
It's Toya something.
Yeah.
Is when I eat vegetarian, and then on Chinese New Year it's 2 weeks. So I was like,
Like
you know
on
what?
the 1st and 15th, is that what that means?
Yeah. Of the lunar calendar of their month, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
And you have a lunar calendar with you?
I mean, the Chinese calendar has the lunar dates under the regular dates, right? So you can just see that. I think like you must have a Chinese calendar at home too, right?
It's in my pantry.
Yeah, it's just there, and then you just walk by and you can see the dates.
I've never looked at it like ever.
Oh, yeah. And then the new stuff, I think it's kind of reasonable. It's not that bad. Just new clothes and shit. I think the other traditions, like we can't we can't wash our hair on Chinese New Year Day. I think that's not that bad. It's just 1 day. So it's like, I'll suck it up for that 1 day. And then the vegetarian food, it's like, it's only 2 weeks. It's not too bad. When a close family member dies, we're actually vegetarian for like 3 months. And that's really hard. I did it once for my grandpa. And it was a struggle. I'm pretty sure I got fat those 3 months. I'm trying to think of other traditions. Yeah, everything else I feel like I would do. I like the cleaning the house thing. It's almost like our version of spring cleaning. So it's like we just don't do spring cleaning then, right? It's not that big of a deal, right? We just do it 2 months earlier than other people.
I imagined that you can, or my understanding was that you could do it up until literally midnight. Yeah,
but we still have to do it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's still very, and it's not like a normal cleaning. It's a very like intensive cleaning, kind of like spring cleaning, like I said, right? So, we just do it. For me, I feel like if I lived separate from my parents, I would still probably do that. So I don't know. I feel like there's no tradition right now that I wouldn't do if I lived alone.
What's the grace period that you get when you can clean again? You know how you're not supposed to clean on Chinese New Year Day and maybe like, I don't know how long after, but what's the period?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't clean at home that much.
Okay.
Like I vacuum my place like once a month, maybe. So I was like, all right, that's once a month. I can wait a month.
All right.
Well, theoretically, Chinese New Year's lasts like 15 days, right? So
you have to wait that long. Technically.
I don't think so. I mean, like maybe back in the day, but I don't think so. Like I still wash my dishes. That's pretty normal.
Yeah.
I think it's like sweeping is a big thing.
Yes.
It's not just
sweeping
like not
is a big
any
thing.
type of cleaning. It's just specifically sweeping. But
if you vacuum instead, is it like?
No, I think that counts. That's like the modern version of sweeping. And maybe I'm dirty, but my place I feel like doesn't get that dirty in 2 weeks. That I need to like really sweep and shit like that. Right? Like obviously if I spill something on the floor, that's a different scenario.
Yeah.
But I'm not just going around sweeping every 2 weeks anyways. I'm only doing that like once a month anyways. So for me, it's not a big deal.
I see.
So I have no idea what the like specific rule is because I'm so lazy at home that I don't do any of that stuff anyways.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I don't change my bed sheets that often like you do.
What the fuck? Why not?
It's like, I don't know. I don't feel
How
like
often do you change your bed sheets?
Not often. Let's just say that. Like you're like every week, no?
Dear God. Yes, I'm at least every week.
Yeah, that seems very excessive. But
I do it every single time I do laundry. So if I wash my laundry twice a week, then I'll change my bed sheets while I do that.
But I guess it's a very like white person thing, I feel like.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of white people do it every week. It feels pretty normal for them.
I'm saying like only white people and not just, people in general?
I don't know. Okay, like my family? No, we don't do it every week.
Oh, shit.
100% we don't.
What about Joyce?
I think she does it a bit more often.
Okay.
She is a lot more whitewashed.
Okay.
She does it more often than me. I don't know how often though.
Interesting.
Yeah. But okay, how many we Googled last time. It is like people do say it's once a week. Yeah. But I felt like in the Asian culture with my cousin stuff, we don't do it every fucking week.
In my household, almost everyone except for my dad is kind of a clean freak.
Oh.
So growing up, I've always changed it at least once a week. And my mom has always kept up with that or instilled that too.
How many layers of bed sheets do you have?
I have 2.
So you have the one that fits over and around your mattress, and then one
I
on top
have
of that.
like, okay, I don't know if a mattress protector helps or it counts. Does it count?
That's the one that has elasticy, and you put it over your mattress, over and around your mattress.
Yeah, but
Yes.
then that's basically like a waterproof clean layer that's almost always there, but I still wash it every time. And then I have like a regular bed sheet, and sometimes it's fitted. Most of my bed sheets are fitted still. And then I have like
fitted, meaning they have the elastic.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
and I put that one on top.
Oh, so you don't have like a flat
No,
non-elastic?
not what Caucasian people do, and how they
Oh.
put like a bed sheet and they put some random like flat one, and then sometimes
Yeah.
when you go to a hotel they put one under the blanket too. I don't know if that's the same one.
Yeah, I have
but
no
like
idea.
that.
Yeah, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I have a
Oh,
mattress
really?
protector, and then I have a regular bed sheet.
You have a double mattress protector essentially. They're both elastic.
I mean, I feel like just because it's elastic doesn't mean it's a mattress protector. It just means that it's
But-
easier to put on your mattress.
It's not like a normal bed sheet. Isn't normal bed sheet the non-elastic ones?
I feel like bed sheets can have elastics in it.
I thought, is that called something else?
No.
Bed sheets.
Oh, I know
elastic.
Caucasian people, they put a whole bunch of weird fucking
Oh, I guess it's
layers.
just called fitted sheets.
Yes.
Okay, so you have fitted sheets and then.
And non-fitted sheets.
Oh, okay.
But still bed sheets.
No, I have the flat one. The not so mine is
Oh.
one layer's elastic, and then recently I got a comforter. So
Yeah.
comforter and then the flat one.
I thought a comforter was another word for your blanket.
No, that's duvet.
Yeah.
No,
I
like
thought it was just like the same thing.
mattress topper.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I have a mattress topper. So I have mattress, the fitted sheets,
Okay.
mattress topper, and then the flat sheets, the non-elastic sheets.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So when you change your bed sheets, do you change your fitted sheet and your flat bed
No.
sheet?
So when I do it, the one like maybe once every 3 or 4 months. Okay, it's actually I'll be honest. Every 6 months I'll
Yeah.
change the fitted one,
Okay.
and then every say like 1 or 2 months I'll change the flat one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like I'll change the flat one, the non-fitted one more often,
Mm-hmm.
and then the comforter I won't really, or sorry, the topper I won't really change that. I mean, I just got it a couple months ago.
Yeah. I think you don't change comfort or not,
The top
mattress
can
toppers, right?
Wash it, I think. So, some of them you can wash.
It depends on what it is, right?
Yeah.
Because I know some of them are foam and some of them are like some squishy material.
Yeah, and usually when I change my bed sheet, I change my duvet cover
Mm.
and my pillowcases,
Mm,
all that stuff
mm.
at once. But I don't do it as often as you guys.
Mm.
Seems like a lot of effort, no?
No? It feels nice when you lay in fresh bed sheets.
True. No, that is true. But
It's like my favorite feeling every week.
you must go through a lot of bed sheets then, no?
Well, no, it's because I'm not even sleeping in my bed while I'm doing my laundry.
No, but like when you're sleeping, like the more you wash it, the more it thins out, doesn't it?
Oh, really?
I mean, I thought that's why it thins out is because you're washing it a lot. Because like
No.
you know the fluff you get in your dryer,
Yeah.
that's part of your bed sheets, no?
I thought that was just lint.
Isn't it also like
Okay,
it's
okay,
colored?
maybe-
Isn't
yes,
the lint colored
that's
to
true.
the same color as your bed sheet?
That is very true.
So wouldn't that
very
be like
good point.
a layer of your bed
But
sheet is shedding?
I've never noticed anything substantial enough to say that my bed sheets are thinning because
Oh.
I'm washing it this often.
Really?
And I would say the bed sheets that I have for my bed, I have 6. And
You've had them like forever.
well, no, I bought these ones like
Like how long do one bed sheet last you?
okay. So for the 6 that I use for my bed right now, I bought them when I moved back in.
Okay.
So they've been here for however many years, like 3 years.
Oh.
And then I know for my parents and my sister, they all use the same bed sheets that my mom and I made when we were kids.
Oh, wow.
So to me, they last
Forever. Yeah.
indefinitely.
Oh. No, I've had some that started thinning out and I just threw them away.
Oh shit, maybe you need a higher thread count.
Dude, I don't know how much thread count I need, but I got the highest ones I could buy.
Interesting.
Yeah, after a
Interesting.
while they started thinning out, so I was like,
I've never noticed
maybe because
anything.
my sheets were like overstretched. Maybe they weren't for the right size bed too, like the fitted ones. If you have one
Maybe,
that's a little
yeah.
bit, the corner starts thinning out more because it's like so
What? The
stretched.
corners? I was imagining that the middle part would thin out more.
No, I'm saying like if it's overstretched, would the corners start stretching and
Yeah.
thinning out? I think, I don't know.
Oh, I've never knew that this was an issue with bed sheets.
Do you have a hugging pillow?
Yes.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Okay, I have one really long body pillow that spans the top of my bed
Oh yeah.
for my head to lay on, and then I have 2 regular pillows on top of that,
Oh, that's bougie. Yeah.
and then I have one mid-sized body pillow to hug on the side.
Oh, that's a pretty good setup. I have.
Yeah, pretty good, right?
Let me think. I used to have this pillow that was so fucking flat, and after a while, I was like, I wonder if I get any like bed pains because I have like, such a flat pillow.
Yo, I actually really like flat pillows too.
Yeah, me too. But then at some point, like later on in my life, like when I was like 20 or something, I was like, maybe I'll invest in a good pillow.
Yeah,
And at
what
first-
pillow did you get?
I don't know, just one of the like $30-$40 ones from Winners or something.
Okay.
It's like bamboo and it has all these like features that's good for your neck and shit. I was like,
Mhm.
maybe this is better for me. I was just thinking, I was like, is flat pillow better for me or not? Because I've always just used flat pillow.
Yes.
Like the elevation at my head is not that much higher than my body.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love flat pillows.
Yeah, so I've always used that for a long time, but then I was like, maybe I'll try normal or quote unquote whatever normal pillow is. So now that's all I use because I've never flattened out a pillow that much before. Because back then when I was a kid, I've literally only used one pillow my whole life,
Oh yeah,
so that it got really flat.
that was me too.
Yeah. And then later on, I was like, I'll just buy new pillows. I think I can afford it now. And then so my current setup, I have 2 pillows,
Mm-hmm.
but one of them I don't use. That's Joyce's pillow.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have my body pillow.
Do you
and
have a pillow dedicated on your bed for Joyce that you don't use?
Yeah, so it's weird. Like I like to sprawl, but I only like to have one pillow. So like I like to move around a lot on my bed and stuff,
Yeah.
but I only want one pillow touching my head.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I have my pillow, and then I just when Joyce isn't over, I just put her pillow in the corner of the bed and my pillow's in the middle.
How cute.
And
They're
then
so cute.
and then it's her pillow and her hugging pillow
Yes.
in the corner of the bed, and then my pillow in the middle, and then my hugging pillow,
That's so cute.
and then we actually have separate blankets too
Uh-huh.
because she overheats.
Mm-hmm.
So I have like the normal duvet blanket,
Mm-hmm.
and then she has this cooling blanket that I used to use.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just stopped using because I was like, I'm too cold. So
Yeah, the cooling blankets actually fucking
it's
work.
really cold,
and
yeah.
they're cold.
Yeah. So she uses that now, and then I stopped using the cooling blanket because I was too cold. But now that for the past like 4 months, I tried to gain weight, which worked. But I've been warmer now, so then I might switch back to the cooling blanket, but I'm not sure. But we always use separate blankets because we have like different heat tolerances.
Oh, that makes sense.
So like when we go to a hotel, we'll have 2 blankets.
So you asked for another blanket?
No, there's usually always 2,
Really?
and we just separate them.
There's always 2? I thought it's just a thin ass blanket and then a bed sheet that they use under
Yeah.
the.
So they usually have a
blanket.
blanket and then a bed sheet, and then in the closet there's always a blanket.
Really?
Yeah, like almost all hotels.
Oh
there's
my
always a blanket
god!
in the
I
closet.
freeze my ass off every single time I sleep in a hotel.
Yeah. Like almost. I don't want to say all, but I feel like 90% of the hotels that I've been to, there's always extra pillow and extra blanket in the
But
closet.
is it clean?
I can only assume so.
Oh, true.
I do not know for sure. But yeah, that's usually what we do. And so then what we usually do is like we'll get like a hugging pillow each and a sleeping pillow each, and then we'll have our own blankets. Like we sleep relatively separate, just because
You don't like cuddling?
we do a bit, and then she gets really warm, and I don't like it that warm. Or if like that day I ate a lot, like if we
Yeah.
went to Hot Pot or something for
Yeah.
dinner, I would get really really warm.
So you guys can get warm together.
That's too much. It's like sweaty warm. It's like,
I
this
see.
is not
It's like
good.
uncomfortable warm.
Well, generally you should be colder when you sleep, anyways, right? So it's
I
not-
sleep very cold.
Yeah, me
Like,
too.
I keep my room really cold,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
same.
I layer on a whole fucking bunch of blankets because
Oh no, I just
I
stay cold.
personally sleep cold.
Oh, I just stay cold, and then I always make sure when I'm reading right before bed, I make sure I don't go under the blankets yet.
Why?
So then when I go under the blankets, when I'm actually ready to sleep, it's like extra cold.
You're fucked.
But then while I'm sleeping without blankets, it's like cold. Like no,
Yes.
sorry. While I'm reading without blanket, I'm like freezing. I'm like hugging myself while I'm reading, and then when I'm ready to go to bed, I'll say, okay, I'm ready now, and then I'll go into
That's funny.
my blanket.
And while you're sleeping, Are you a naturally like a cold person when you sleep, or?
I think so, but I do like lately. I've been warming up a lot around like 4 or 5 a.m.
Mm,
And I like wake up and then I fall back asleep.
I see.
10, 15 minutes, but it's kind of annoying having.
Well,
to
that's
wake
kind of like me too sometimes.
or sometimes Taro would do something stupid and I'd wake up. Yeah, it's something.
What does he do?
Dude, I have like this thing where I get like this. It's not PTSD, but it's like if I hear him,
His vomiting.
yeah, if you hear the vomiting sound, I'm instantly from fully asleep to fully awake.
Any dog parent, I swear,
Yeah,
has that reaction.
yeah, and then sometimes he'll scratch on the door, like the door upstairs, and I'll hear it from down from my room.
Oh yeah.
And I get a little bit of the PTSD or like the instant wake up from that.
That he needs something.
Yeah, because there's been times where it's like 2 a.m. and I had to let him out and he like had diarrhea shit. And I was like, fuck. Good thing he warned me and good thing I got up in time to like open the door for him to go outside and take a shit, right? Like he's never pooped in the house, so it's like other than when he was a puppy. So it's not a big deal. Or actually the weird part is like he doesn't like the rain. So sometimes if it rained like all day, he'll hold his poop and if
oh my god, that's like Lumi.
Yeah, he'll find a corner in the basement to try to do it. And we'll yell at him and shit. So then now when it rains, like we make sure that one of us goes out there with an umbrella with him.
I do that with Lumi too.
Poop.
Oh my god. Except Lumi wouldn't poop in a corner or anything like that, but she'll stand by the door and keep ringing her bell. And the second you open the door, she'll look outside and just not go and be like, I can't go out there like that.
Yeah.
And so I always grab an umbrella and I go outside and I make sure I hold it very close to her because if she feels any fucking rain on her, then she'll run back in.
Yeah.
And then she'll just stay by the door being like, oh, I really need to go, but I can't go.
Yeah, so that's same with Taro. But there's techniques around that. So like if you play ball with Taro a lot, he has to go outside and pee. Like regardless of what the weather's like outside, he has to go out and pee. And then usually if he does that, he'll poop too. So then we could play like late night ball before we go to bed. So then it ensures he'll pee and poop before.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, so sometimes that will wake me up. Not often because usually my mom wakes up at ungodly hours. So she wakes up at 4 a.m.
Like regularly?
Like she does it ever since we were kids. And she does her like prayer at 4 a.m. till like 5 or 6 and then she goes to work.
Oh, that's crazy.
So like we're used to her waking up that early. And then what Taro would do is that he would wake up at that time, go upstairs, grab a tree, and then come back downstairs. And he'll come back and sleep. He'll like, oh sweet, it's my 4 a.m. meal time.
For my snack.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah, and then sometimes that'll wake me up depending on what she does upstairs and stuff. Like, yeah, it depends. If she has to cook something a lot that day, then it'll be really loud. Because I used to always close my room door when I go to bed, but I actually kind of like it open now because it gets more air in.
Yeah.
So I always leave at least
like
a little
circulation.
Sliver. Yeah, and also because of Taro, because like he likes to come in and out of the room. Like if my parents are up, he wants to go upstairs, and then he wants to come back into the room. So if I close the door, he'll scratch at the door until he gets in. So nowadays I just leave like at least a sliver enough for Taro to get in, but usually a little bit more, and then it just circulates the room and the air a bit.
Why don't you just open a window?
It's cold.
Oh, I see.
I mean,
like
in winter, isn't that counterintuitive in the winter?
I guess so.
And then in the summer, isn't there like a lot of dust always and shit?
I guess so.
Like spring, there's a lot of pollen. Summer, it's too hot, so it doesn't make sense. You might as well just keep the cold air in.
That is true.
And then fall also gets pretty dirty out, right?
I like opening my window a lot, but that is true. There is a lot of pollen that gets inside.
You're in the basement though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say if you're on the upper floor, it would make a bit more sense, like the second floor to open the window a bit more. But in the basement, for me, like I barely ever do it.
I barely open my window back down there.
I don't know. It just didn't make sense.
But also, for your bed, this is not also, but for your bed, how many blankets do you have? Or how thick is your blanket if you sleep cold?
I have a winter duvet and a summer duvet.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, so Joyce got me a duvet for a gift.
Yeah.
I already had one.
Yeah.
So I was like, ooh, nice. Now I have a winter one and a summer one. I like the one.
Are they the same?
No, the winter one's thicker.
Okay.
But the one she got me, I like it better because in the corner of the duvets, there's a little slit where you can tie your bedsheet to, or sorry, your duvet cover to.
Oh,
because I hate my duvets lumping up or like coming out of the cover. And my summer one doesn't have that. So.
Oh shit, that's pretty sick.
But then the winter one's not as useful because, like I said, I like being cold, so I actually like my summer ones a lot more. And I like sleeping with a blanket. So like, no matter how hot it's out, I still want to sleep with a blanket.
Oh, me too.
So then I like my summer duvet more because of the temperature, but I like the one she got me because of the function.
I think I sleep with at least 2 blankets year round.
Two like 2 blankets,
like a
on top.
regular duvet and a weighted blanket.
Oh, like at the same time?
Same time, all year round.
No, I don't.
And then I would say even actually 3 blankets, because I never have just my weighted blanket on top of my bed without another blanket on top. And the other blanket is like a thin, fuzzy blanket.
Do you like sleep naked or something? Like, isn't it so hot?
No.
Oh, really?
I do sleep naked sometimes, but then the thing is that I sleep really cold.
Yeah.
Like I get really cold when I sleep.
I do get cold, but I don't think I get as cold requiring like 3 blanket cold.
So right now I have 5 blankets on my bed. Stacked on top of each other because I really like the weight.
Oh, yeah, that is.
I like the weight and I like the warmth of it.
I feel like that's a girl thing too, right?
Maybe.
Girls really like weighted blankets and stuff. Like I see the kind of comfort to it, but not that much.
I want to buy a second weighted blanket too, actually, for that purpose.
Sleep with dumbbells, I guess.
But you know what's crazy? I can't sleep that well when I sleep elsewhere now if I don't have a weighted blanket and all those blankets and everything, because it feels like I'm just naked and I have no blanket. Like when I was in Mexico recently, it was so hard to sleep every night because the blanket that we got was really thin, but also in general it's just not the same thickness or weight compared to the blankets that I use at home. And so it just felt like I was sleeping with a bed sheet every night.
Yeah, that is one of the drawbacks of having such a comfy setup.
Yeah, right.
Like I remember back then I didn't know this, but when we were kids, we actually never had a mattress. We only had the topper.
Oh shit.
So we were sleeping on mattress toppers our whole life.
Like on the floor?
No, like we have a bed frame and then a mattress topper, but no mattress.
What was the bed frame made out of?
Like just normal bed frame stuff, like wood or metal. Or
like a sheet of plywood on the bottom?
No, like a normal bed frame. What do you mean?
No, because bed frames, you know how if you
there's
get
like slots of wood. Yeah, like a normal bed frame, but then there's no mattress. There's just a mattress topper.
Aren't mattress toppers like a couple inches thick?
Yeah, like there's foam mattress toppers. You ever see those? Like they literally look like car foam for your car. For, like your car seats.
Yeah. But I thought they're only like 3 inches thick.
No, you can get some pretty thick ones. I don't know how thick it was, but it was like this thick for sure. It was at least 6 inches. Yeah, maybe a little less. But my whole life as a child, I've only slept on mattress toppers.
Oh damn.
But that also made sleeping everywhere else very easy.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah. So then ever since I got my mattress, I was like, this feels different. This feels weird.
Aww.
Because like literally up until I was like maybe like 22 or 23, I still always slept on a mattress topper. And you
never realized?
I thought everyone slept on that. So then when I saw TV shows about like springs in your mattress, I was like, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean there's springs in mattresses? Is it just foam? That's what I always thought. I thought it was like, doesn't everyone just sleep on foam? Like you just have a giant piece of foam that you sleep on? That's obviously not the case.
Yes.
And then and then I finally got my first mattress.
Yeah.
I think when I was like 23 or 24. That was because I moved into the bigger room.
Yes.
And I didn't know what to get. There's all these different brands and all this shit. My parents like, we have to get Hoima, a seahorse brand.
Okay.
It's a Hong Kong brand that all the fucking Asians swear by, and it's like a really, really hard mattress. And my mindset at the time was like, well, you know, at the end of the day, this is my parents' house, and they probably, if I ever move out, this is gonna be their extra bed anyways, right? So I was like, I'll just get whatever they want to get, right? So we got that, and I was like, dude, this is a really hard fucking bed. But I just stuck with it for like literally like 5 years, and then only recently I was like, you know what? Maybe my back's hurting a little bit because of this. So I'm gonna get a mattress topper now and see how that feels.
But you kept the same mattress.
Yeah, but that didn't really change much. The only thing it changed was that sometimes back then, Tara liked to sleep on my bed, and sometimes he didn't. Usually because I like flinch and I kick him or something.
Okay.
But ever since I got my mattress topper, he really likes sleeping on my bed, and he only wants to sleep on my bed now. So then he has his own like.
He's like, oh, the good old foam.
Yeah, because normally he always sleeps on the couch.
That's what I was raised on too.
Yeah, because he always sleeps on the couch during the day, right? He always sleeps on like. I think he's bougie. He has like a blanket on the couch that he likes to sleep on.
Yeah,
and I think he likes it really, really soft and stuff. So I think ever since I got my mattress topper, he's like, this is the shit. He loves sleeping on that now.
When you slept on a couch when you were younger, did you think that it was a lot comfier than your bed then, in comparison to the foam?
No, because my couch was also uncomfortable.
Oh fuck!
Everything was uncomfortable. I mean, compared to what I know now of what people sleep on, everything was very uncomfortable back then. But back then, it didn't feel uncomfortable because that was just normal. Right?
I see.
Like my couches were not comfortable at all. Actually, when I was a kid, I always shared a room with my brother, which this sucks. Just in general, sucks. So then in the summer, what I would do is in the basement living room, we would just blow up an air mattress and I would just sleep there the whole summer. So I'd sleep on an air mattress all summer.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But then sometimes the air mattress might have like a slow leak.
Oh, yeah.
So then like I'd be too lazy to pump it up. So I'd pump it up pretty much when my head touches the ground.
What the fuck? Oh my God.
Right, it's time to re-pump this up. But I just keep sleep on it. And then as soon as I sleep on it, it would like have that bed where I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
And then unless like some part of my body's touching the actual floor, like there's the only layer
like,
between me.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's like an inch of air.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's fine. I'll wait till there's less and then I'll pump it back up.
I'd imagine if that happened at this age, your body would fucking ache waking up.
I think I wouldn't be as used to air mattress. But that's also why I don't think I would like camping now. Because like if you actually stuck
because you role played camping like in your regular life.
Like when I was a kid, when we camped, I felt like it was still luxury compared to other, let's say like other guaylos camping.
Oh yeah,
we would have air mattress and stuff.
Because they just buy a tent and they just put their sleeping bag on the floor.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, that's literally the fucking rocks you're sleeping on.
Yeah,
right. But now it's like we have, or when I was a kid, we had air mattresses at least as a minimum, or we might have like a
cot.
Yeah, like a cot.
Yeah, that's what my family did too.
Yeah. It's either or, but we'd have something that's not just
the floor.
Yeah, which is I think what other people do.
Yeah,
other non-Asians do when they go camping.
We would put a tarp on the outside and then put the tent on.
Yes.
And then put another tarp on the inside, and then we brought this like Thai mat to put on the inside, so it's like cushioned on the inside,
right, on
the floor, and then we will put a air mattress and then cots. So my parents would normally sleep on air mattresses, and then I would have my own personal cot. My sister would have her own personal cot.
Oh yeah.
And we would bring blankets and sleeping bags.
Oh.
I can't imagine
not doing
that.
Yeah. Our set was usually two air mattresses, and everyone has their own sleeping bag also.
That sounds so comfy.
Just pretty much two air mattresses that cover the entire thing.
Yes.
And we just slept there as a kid. But nowadays, like whenever people ask me, I was like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't fucking like camping. I don't like sleeping on the floor. I don't like cosplaying hobo, and I don't like not showering before I sleep. So
you can shower.
They're pretty gross showers.
I agree.
And not just that, right after you shower, you have to walk from the shower back to your tent.
Outside, yes.
Typically,
you feel pretty dirty the whole time.
Yeah, typically with sandals, and typically by the time you walk back, your foot has tracked something from the ground. Just like walking, you naturally kick up some dust or something, right? Yeah. And then if you're in your sandals that are presumably wet because you just showered,
yes,
it would just track onto your sandals and then onto your feet.
Well, you switch sandals if you're wearing sandals into the shower.
It's still, I see why some people enjoy it.
Yes. But
in my opinion, unless you're like doing outback camping, like that experience is no different than going to a hotel. Because you're so close to society anyways. Like in a campground, you're like...
Not always. It depends on where you camp.
I think most campgrounds are...
I've never camped in or around Edmonton before.
Same. Like I've always camped like out in Banff and stuff. My experience is not that much different if I slept in like the hotel and went out for a walk in the morning out to like wherever.
Really? I think the part that makes it fun is that you and your friends are fucking... Okay, not fucking, but you and your friends are in a tent and you guys are all just like hanging out and trying to survive for the night almost. Yeah. And it's a very different experience than if you guys were all to have like some sort of staycation.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I've never really gone with my friends. I went camping with my friends once and I did not really like it because one, they don't have any equipment, so I brought everything.
Oh, I can see that.
And two, they didn't know how to do shit, so I did everything.
I can see that.
So then I was like, I don't ever want to go camping again with them at least. And then now I just don't enjoy it, I think. Like, I just feel like the experience isn't that crazy unless you're going outback. Like, outback, you can see things that you won't be able to see.
Oh yeah.
If you're doing like normal, pull your car up to the camping ground and shit like that. So then that's my opinion on it now. And I don't want to do the fucking 20-kilometer hike into camping shit and bring all your food and stuff.
Oh, I would never do that. If I have to hike and camp, it has to be one or the other. If I'm hiking, I have to stay in a nice little cabin or a nice little place.
Yeah.
If I'm camping, then I'm not hiking.
Yeah. I mean, I know some people are really into that shit and good for them, but
yeah, I'm not outdoorsy enough that.
Like, people will say like, "Oh, you're not outdoorsy or anything," but I don't think that's completely true because I know how to do a lot of the stuff. Like, I know how to start a fire, I know how to set up a tent, I know how to cook food on the outdoors and all that shit. But if I were to go on vacation, I would choose to be more relaxed.
Me too.
Yeah. And I don't get many of those a year, so I'm like, I would rather just save it up for a nice, relaxing vacation.
I agree.
Yeah, rather than camping. Because I see the allure. It's like, oh, you can get away for a weekend and shit. Typical Albertan type of camping thing.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I was like, it's not that much cheaper than like going somewhere, in my opinion.
I see it as a hangout or a type of hangout with friends.
Oh yeah, like a overnight.
Not like a relaxing thing. Not like, oh, we're gonna leave the city, relax for a bit, blah blah blah. It's more like
nature,
social event.
I see. Yeah, luckily for me, all my friends are also not into camping, so it's good.
Amazing.
We're in a good spot here.
Amazing.
We like a hotel room and we like nice comfy beds.
Yes, I would never stay in a hostel either.
I've seen it once.
I don't know how nice hostels are, but I like the idea of having my own room permanently during my whole stay.
Oh yeah.
And having no one access it aside from maybe like a maid.
Yeah, I've tried the hostel out before. I also don't like it, but I did try it though.
Can you Google it? I want to see what they look like.
I mean, there's typically a bunch of bed in the room, and then you usually get like
scary.
a locker or some sort. You usually get some type of locker.
That looks like hell.
Yeah, it could be bad. I mean, I didn't enjoy my experience, but I see why people might enjoy it. It is also really fucking cheap.
Oh yeah.
Typically.
I've seen the prices before, but that's freaky.
So
what if someone's sleeping beside you goes crazy?
Possible. But I mean, I get it. If you're like a student and you want to travel, you don't really have a choice.
And save up more before you go.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes you gotta go, right?
Yeah, so
not all the time. I'm not for people just going it just cause, but maybe some people are way too stressed and they just gotta go somewhere and they don't have as much money.
I don't think I would be able to sleep if I was in a room full of strangers.
Oh yeah. It's not too bad, I guess. For me. It depends on how tired you are. You just pass out. I mean, the capsule ones are technically hostels, but
But you still have your own secluded space.
Yeah, I mean, technically, like these ones with the curtains and stuff, you have your own secluded space.
Someone could just open it anytime.
I guess, yeah. I mean, someone could open your curtain at the cube, the capsule hotels.
Really? I thought it was a door. I've never actually been. Like, you're talking about the one in Japan,
some of them are
right?
doors and some of them are curtains.
Okay, I would not stay in the one that are just curtained.
Because I think there's different rules if there's a door. That's why they put curtains on.
Oh,
like, shit. I think there's like certain safety rules when there's a door and shit.
Yeah.
That it's a little bit different.
I think also in Japan the idea is slightly different too, because there's a lot more respect.
Yeah. Like, they won't touch your stuff.
Yeah, for other people.
Yeah. True. Like, a lot of things they have there we can't have here purely because of the culture.
Yeah.
And the respect and stuff. But also there are things we have here that they can't have there because of the same thing. Like, a good economy right now.
When you go to a homeless shelter...
I don't.
I'm saying, okay, when people go to homeless shelters, is this what it looks like on the inside? Like the same as hostel where there's just beds everywhere?
I feel like it's a lot worse.
Okay.
Because if it's not, why would people pay for a hostel?
I mean, true, of course. I'm sure the bed situation and the facility is nicer.
Yeah, it's a bit.
And you have less people per room.
Yeah, it's more like prison-ish, open prison.
Oh shit! This kind of looks like if you're in the army.
Yeah.
Or when Hogwarts got taken over and everyone had to sleep in the hall.
I never watched that, but yeah. But I assume it's like this would make sense for a homeless shelter. It's not meant to be a permanent facility for you. So it's literally there for you, ideally for the night.
Yes.
Before you find your way to a better life, ideally. So because of that, they can't make it, or they shouldn't make it like a really nice.
Oh yeah,
thing, right?
of course.
So it kind of makes sense. Cots, just a bunch of cots in a big room.
Yeah, interesting.
Like even this one's probably nice. This one in Portland with a little bit of divider. I assume
Oh
that's
yeah.
a bit more respectful for everyone. I'm sure there's ones where it's just like rooms and bunks.
Oh really?
But like I said, I don't frequent these places, so I do not know what they look like.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I live a fortunate life, I think.
Yeah, not having to do. Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I also understand like being down on your luck. You need kind of something like this, even for maybe one night of your life.
Yeah, so life is hard.
I have imagined if I'm down on my luck, would I use one of these? I'm not sure.
I would not.
I would also say I would not, but sometimes being down on your luck, you may not have a choice.
I would go find a library and literally sleep at a desk
That's
and
true.
act like a student or some shit instead of going here.
I mean, that's why the other nice part about like Japan and Korea, they have like spa line and shit,
Yes.
and you can sleep there. But again, it's like a respect thing. They know you're not gonna like fuck around, so.
That's true. Does Japan and
doesn't
Korea
have spa line. Korea has spa line. And they're
but
24
they have
hours.
bathhouses and things like that that are 24 hours.
I don't know about Japan because I've never been to one in Japan that's 24 hours, but Spa Line in Korea is a chain and it is 24 hours. And my host did say like, oh, if you can't find a place to stay, you should just go to a Spa Line.
I've heard of that too.
Yeah.
Do they have homeless shelters there too then?
No, they killed them.
Is that a joke?
I don't know what they do with their homeless. I'm sure they do. Here, let's go Japanese.
Because I would imagine if it's not that expensive to go to Spa Land, then might as well do that, right?
No, they just send them to the north. I mean, they look the same as a North American homeless shelter. Maybe a bit more cardboard.
Damn.
But they look the same.
Yeah.
I feel like it's pretty universal.
Interesting.
Yeah, they all look the same. They're just sleeping on the floor, right? I do imagine being homeless in somewhere warmer is a bit nicer.
Oh yeah, because then you don't have to worry about
the cold, like the cold,
the temperature. Yeah.
Like I assume there's just assumptions that being homeless in Hawaii is not too bad compared to being homeless here.
Yeah, of course.
You know, like you just sleep on the beach.
You just absolutely cannot be outside.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas there, I mean, if it's rainy, I guess it might be a little bit cold, but I think most.
But then overall, you're like, oh, like let me just sleep under this palm tree and go watch the sunset on the beach.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not that nice, but I'm sure it's nicer than here. Right. Like, yeah. I imagine Vancouver might have a bit more homeless than here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I just imagine anywhere cold would just naturally have a little less because they either die or they fuck this place and going somewhere warmer.
How do you go somewhere warmer though? You know.
You save up for a bus ticket and you go, I guess.
But how far? That bus can only take you so far.
And you just gotta save up more money, I guess.
Oh, I
mean,
guess so.
if you're in Canada, you can only be within Canada, so.
That's
in terms of warm places, you're kind of limited.
You're kind of fucked.
You kind of got like Vancouver and then Toronto, pretty much.
And if you go to Vancouver, you're limiting yourself for how you can actually become stable.
Yeah. I don't think they dream of that in Vancouver. I think they're just perpetually homeless.
Jesus Christ.
And then in Toronto, I assume
just find some way to get deported to Hawaii.
Yeah, that would be the dream, I assume.
Yeah.
But it depends. Like, what if they can't stand the heat too? It gets really hot there.
That's true.
Like, imagine when I went, car AC was like my saving grace. If it wasn't for car AC, I'd melt.
Oh, I bet.
It would suck.
I bet. Yeah. I'd rather go through heat exhaustion than be too fucking cold though.
But if you had to die, you would rather die from cold than heat, wouldn't you?
Would you?
Because when you die from cold, you just fall asleep and you're dead.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You just get really sleepy. Versus heat, you get a headache, you go through hot flashes, you get sick.
Because in cold, you literally just get numb and then
you start
die.
powering down.
Yeah, like I assume it's less painless or less painful. I mean,
and then your flesh just starts to necrotize.
Yeah, like you literally just sleep and then you're gone.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, if you talk about like a peaceful death, that is probably one of the most peaceful. No, you fall asleep and you die.
That's true.
Right. Anyways, we're gonna finish up here. Finish up our discussion on Chinese New Year's and random shit. We didn't really talk about anything else going on in our lives. That's okay. We'll save it for next podcast. And yeah, we'll see if we get less busy. If I stop hyper focusing on this car and
I think it's a nice thing to hyper focus on.
Yes and no. There's good and bad.
Oh, why?
I don't know. It's just there's other priorities in life too. You know.
I guess so.
It is what it is. But anyways, yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for listening to our Chinese New Year podcast.
About our beds and shit. We went in depth on bed. We'll never talk about beds again, guys. All right. See you guys.
Thanks for listening. Bye.